My name is Holly Bowman, and I will be going over the Housing Fund's 3 homeownership programs. The Housing Fund's programs are down payment assistance, the Community Land Trust, and shared equity. A little bit about the Housing Fund is that we are a private nonprofit community development financial institution. Our mission is to create and maintain affordable housing through low interest loans and grants. The first program that we'll be talking about is down payment and closing cost assistance. This program is available all across the state of Tennessee. Through down payment assistance, the Housing Fund offers loans from $5,000 to $35,000 to help with down payment and/or closing costs. These low interest loans are paid over the course of 10 to 15 years. The term of the loan is dependent on the amount that you borrow. So if you borrow from $5,000 to $10,000, it is a 10-year term. If you borrow from $10,001 to the full $35,000, it is a 15-year term. Payment assistance, we require a minimum credit score of 600. You have to complete a THGA-approved homebuyer education course. We do provide a link through eHome America, but anything that is THGA approved and has been completed within the last year counts towards that requirement. You cannot exceed a 45% debt-to-income ratio, no collections, judgments, or charge-offs within the last 12 months, no 60 or 90-day delinquencies, and no more than 2 total delinquencies in the last 12 months. The exception to all of that is medical, and then everything just has to be paid in full by closing. Finally, you do have to be on your present job for at least 120 days, unless you are working within the same field. We also serve up to 120% of the area median income. For this program and all of our programs, the way that income is calculated is it's the total number of people that are living in the home full-time, regardless if they're on the first mortgage or not. So this would include yourself, any grandchildren, children, parents, grandparents, partners, full-time roommates, or anything like that counts towards the total number of people. The flip side of that is anybody over the age of 18 who is not a full-time student has their income counted as well. For income, we count any expected recurring payments. This includes salaries, hourly wages, overtime, bonuses, disability, Social Security, and child support, or anything else like that. The bottom is the 120% column. This is the Nashville MSA income chart, and so this covers Davidson and all surrounding counties. We do have a link on our website that has all of the income requirements for the total state of Tennessee as well. Again, the 120% is the maximum that we can serve. For down payment assistance, the income tier that you fall into determines your interest rate for this loan as well. Right now, we do have a special that is running through the end of September 2023 that all of these tiers are a flat 5% interest rate. However, outside of this special, the 80% and below is a 5% interest rate. Between 80 and 100% of the area median income, it is a 9% interest rate. And then between 100 and that maximum of 120% of the area median income, it is a 10% interest rate. How to get started into the closing table for down payment assistance. So for this program, you are first approved for a first mortgage, and you go under contract with that specific home. After you're under contract, you'll let your lender know, I want to use the Housing Fund for down payment assistance. They will then submit your application and all supporting documentation to the Housing Fund directly. Once we receive all of that information, we process that within 5 to 7 business days. After that, the lender will receive the approval with the loan estimate. The title company receives the closing instructions and the loan estimate from the Housing Fund. The title company creates the second mortgage closing disclosure. You receive that and acknowledge 3 days prior to closing, and then the housing fund wires the funds directly to the closing table. We do also offer a homebuyer down payment assistance loan. This is all of the other requirements we just discussed with 2 extra requirements. You do have to be located in Davidson County, and you have to be under 80% of the area median income. For these loans, it's from $5,000 to $10,000, and there is a $0 monthly payment, 0% interest, just due back to the housing fund when the home is sold. We also offer home improvement loans. Whether or not you use the housing fund to purchase your home, you could have access to the home improvement loan. These loans are from $5,000 to $35,000 that help with one big project to add or maintain the value of your home. This includes things like replacing your roof, your HVAC system, adding a wheelchair ramp, and making your home more accessible. These loans are at a flat 5% interest rate, no matter which income tier you fall into. The next program that we are going to talk about is the Community Land Trust. What is a community land trust? It is a nonprofit organization or program that offers permanent affordable housing. With this program, the housing fund builds homes on land, sells those homes at an affordable price, and then leases the land to the homeowner. It helps to ensure that homeownership is sustainable, gives more families the opportunity to own homes and build wealth, and then importantly, remains permanently affordable to serve households of the same income levels each time the home is sold. In this process, there are 2 estates involved. The first is a fee simple estate. You buy the home and it belongs to you. You are responsible for the mortgage payments, the upkeep, repairs, anything like that, just as you would any other home buying process. We also have a leasehold estate. With this, it is a low fee that you pay every month to maintain the lease on the land. This lease gives you acting ownership of the land, and so you are responsible for everything about the land, including keeping it mowed, manicured, and in good condition. With this, the housing fund is not using the leasehold estate to check in on you while you are occupying the home. It's just coming into play when the home is being sold in order to keep it at an affordable price. A lot of people want to know, if I don't own the land, do I have to pay property taxes? The answer is yes, because that leasehold estate, again, gives you acting ownership of the property. You have that ground lease fee. You are responsible for home maintenance and land maintenance. However, if we go down to home improvements, if you want to do something like remodel a bathroom, add a deck, things like that, you are free to do so. We ask that you just let us know because you're making a monetary investment into the home. And since we're selling it at an affordable price, we want to make sure that you get that investment back when the home is sold. We do have resources available to help foreclosure and defaulting on a loan. We are not your first mortgage lender for this program, so we just ask that you let us know, and then we have these resources available to help you in those situations. And again, additionally, the home, you can refinance it, and it is inheritable as well. The qualifications for this program are that you have to be a first-time home buyer. We define this as you cannot have owned a home within the last 3 years. You have to be mortgage ready. And for us, that means being pre-approved by our partner financial institution for this program, Pinnacle Financial Partners. Your credit has to be in good standing. You must be located in Davidson County, and you have to be below 80% of the area median income. This chart at the bottom reflects that 80% for Davidson County. How would you apply for a CLT program? You would first attend one of these information sessions. You will then submit an application for the CLT program to ensure that you meet the income eligibility requirements. You would then go to Pinnacle Financial Partners and seek pre-approval. Once you are pre-approved, you will submit that pre-approval letter to the housing fund. You have to attend an information meeting within the last year. You have to complete online financial counseling through eHome America, and then you have to attend a homebuyer education workshop as well that goes over the requirements for this program. These are some examples of the homes that have already been completed for the CLT program. These are both 3-bed, 2-bath, over 1,000 square feet, fenced-in backyards homes. For these, right now, all of the homes in the CLT program are new builds and are being built to reflect the areas that they are being built in, and matching the homes that are already in those neighborhoods. But again, these homes are being sold at an affordable price and will continue to be sold at an affordable price as long as they are standing. This program that we'll discuss is the Shared Equity Program. This program is also available all across the state of Tennessee. What is shared equity? Essentially, the housing fund makes a one-time investment into a home to make that home more affordable. That investment sits in the home, there's no interest, there's no monthly payments on it. It's just due back to the housing fund when the home is sold. When the first family is ready to move on and sell their home, the appreciation is what's split between the individual and the housing fund, dependent on how long they have been in the home. The housing fund uses its part of the appreciation split to reinvest for the next qualified home buyer. So essentially, that first family can build wealth and then pays part of that forward to the next qualifying family. The number breakdown for this is that the housing fund contributes 25% of a home's purchase price. The individual is responsible for 1% plus closing costs, and then you get a 74% loan to value from one of our 3 partner financial institutions for this program. For this program, we work exclusively with Citizens Bank, First Bank, and Pinnacle Financial Partners. We do also have a comparison sheet with these 3 lenders to help you decide which one might be the best fit for you if you do choose to pursue this program. The appreciation split for this program is that if you are in the home from 0 to 3 years, it's split that the housing fund gets 75% of the appreciation and the individual gets 25%. And that's because the home probably hasn't appreciated much within 3 years. And so we want to make sure we can reinvest for whatever that new 25% of the home's purchase price is. If you're in the home from 3 to 30 years, it's split 50-50. And if you're in the home 30 years or more, you get 100% of the appreciation. I'll also give an example with this to make it make a little bit more sense. Let's say you are lucky enough to buy a home for $100,000. The housing fund contributes $25,000. You are responsible for $1,000 plus closing costs, and then you get a first mortgage for $74,000. Now let's say 10 years go by and you are ready to sell, and the home is now worth $200,000. The housing fund gets its initial $25,000 investment back. Again, there's no interest, there's no monthly payments on this. You get $75,000 to include your 1% contribution and your $74,000 first mortgage. And then that additional $100,000 is what's split. So you've been in the home 10 years, that means it's split 50-50. So the housing fund gets $50,000 to reinvest into the home, and you get $50,000 off of the sale of your home as well. Requirements for this program are you have to have a minimum credit score of 600. You have to be a first-time home buyer. We define this as you cannot have owned a home within the last 3 years. You cannot exceed a 45% debt-to-income ratio. No collections, judgments, or charge-offs within the last 12 months. No 60 or 90-day delinquencies, and no more than 2 total delinquencies in the last 12 months. The exception to those is medical, and then everything just has to be paid in full by closing. And finally, you do have to be on your present job for at least 120 days, unless you are working within the same field. The income requirements for this program are up to 120% of the area median income. For this program and all of our programs, the way that income is calculated is it's the total number of people in the home whether or not you are on the first mortgage. So this would include yourself, any grandchildren, children, parents, grandparents, partners, and full-time roommates. On the flip side of that, everybody over the age of 18 who is not a full-time student has their income counted towards that total as well. For income, we count any expected recurring payments. This includes hourly wages, salaries, overtime, bonuses, disability, Social Security, child support, and anything like that. You also have to complete an introductory session, and you also have to complete a homebuyer education course. We provide a link through eHome America, but anything that is THDA approved counts towards that requirement as well, as long as it was completed within the last year. There are two ways of going about this program. The first is buyer initiated. This is how most of our shared equity programs come into the program. You would go to one of those 3 first mortgage lenders and get pre-approved, and with that pre-approval amount, they'll include that 25% investment that the housing fund will contribute. You would then go and look for a home just as you would any other process. As long as it fits the minimum requirements of a 2-bed, 1.5 bath, 900 square feet, or 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,100 square feet, then you would be good to go. You have full say over things like location, as long as it's in the state of Tennessee, any amenities you want, or anything like that, as long as it fits those minimum requirements. The other option is housing fund initiated, and this happens in one of 2 ways. Either somebody who is already in the shared equity program is ready to sell their home and that home is coming available, or we purchase homes that are new builds or homes that need a little bit of renovation and have those as well. These are just some recent examples as of July 2023. We have a new build in Clarksville on the left, a renovation property in Clarksville in the middle, and we currently have some townhome properties in Madison, Tennessee. These homes and their availability are really dependent on the time of year and what the housing fund currently has available. We do have a lookbook that has exactly which homes are available, their details and purchase prices in a lookbook that is located on our website. To apply for a shared equity home if you are interested. You would first meet for an information session. You will then go to one of our 3 first mortgage lenders and seek pre-approval from them. Once you are pre-approved, your lender will then send your application and supporting documents in your submission packet to the housing fund directly. Once we receive a completed submission packet, we process those documents within 7 to 10 business days. After that, the housing fund will then notify you of your approval. You do also have to complete that first-time homebuyer education course, and you also will schedule a deed of trust session to go over the requirements of the program as well. After you are notified of your approval, that is when you are free to submit an offer on one of our homes. And that concludes the end of our presentation.